Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so let's take a look at this. Leos, we're going to jump on into one for you guys right now. Um, we have got the Five of Pentacles, and behind it, sideways, is the Knight of Cups. So we definitely have kind of a forlorn character. And even if this Knight of Cups had been upright, you notice how it's like this warrior who is, you know, the the battle has ended, the war has ended, and they are retracing their steps back home, looking forward to getting home, but seeing the destruction that the wars have brought upon the homeland. Because it's like such a raised to the ground kind of landscape here. There's been a lot lost, even though now they're finally coming home. We have a character who's not even there yet. They're not even to that point. They're in a place sitting here. It's like, again, we see a battlefield, and this character is just sitting here, finally at the end of the battle, just catching their breath and thinking about how much has been lost. There is a sign of hope, though, flying overhead. This character has a messenger that's trying to come in and say, listen, the battle was long. Yes, you lost a lot. Yes, there's been a high cost, but you can still return home. It's they're not ready to think about that yet. They're not ready to think about returning home. They're just thinking about how much they've lost, and they're kind of catching their breath. This is a pretty dejected character. Somewhere in the back of their mind, they're wondering about heading home, but um, they don't have the energy to get up and do it right now. They're just considering how much has been lost. We have the Eight of Ashes, which is Eight of Wands. I think this character made some really bad choices. They jumped right into the fire, and they're realizing what their choices caused them. We have an Eight of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Cups sideways. And we've got the Messenger of Stones, so the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. It's so crazy because they are the reason they're sitting here so dejected is they made a really, really bad choice, and they went. I mean, it's like this person is literally leaping into the fire for no reason. They didn't need to do the thing that they did, but they did it. Not only that, they worked themselves right into it, even though they were not receiving anything back for it. So if they got with another person, let's say they chose to get into a relationship, they worked really hard for that person. They don't even know why they did this. It's like, what would have possessed me to do this? Why did I do that? You notice that we have like this labyrinth of kind of like a Stonehenge kind of circle here, but it's the spiral. Um, it's kind of like their mind spun out of control. They don't know why they did this thing. They are aware that they didn't get anything for it. I'm not saying that they walked into a relationship. They could have walked into a business proposition that someone offered them, and they're like, why did I say yes to that? Why did I invest all my money there? Why did I do this? It's cost me everything. It was such a bad investment. And it might have been, well, let's ask. I was going to say it might have been that somebody sold them on an idea. Hi, baby. Mommy's ready in a couple minutes, okay? You just give me a couple more minutes. We've got the Ace of Ashes, so the Ace of Wands, but it's in the reverse. And we have the Queen of Pentacles upright. It's so weird. I'm saying, why did they do this? And it says, I don't know. I didn't even want to do this. But they might have thought that there would be money. Or maybe they did this because they thought a queen didn't want them. A queen had no interest in them. The only thing is she's in the upright. That's why I'm leaning toward them saying they reacted to a perception that somebody very loving, very warm, who wanted to give to them didn't like them. So did they feel rejected by somebody, and so then they ran off and they went and like and obviously it's wrong. Whatever they thought of her is wrong, because this is actually somebody who wants to give. And they said, no, she didn't want to. But she's standing right there looking at us saying, yeah, I offered you something. And they said, no, she didn't want to. So they got some kind of really mixed up idea about something, and they don't even understand why. And then that made them take this step. They jumped into the fire. What was the fire? What was it that they jumped into? We got the Temperance in the reverse, something completely unbalanced. Maybe they were dealing with, it could have been dealing with a Sag, but it would have been a karmic. If this is about relationships. King of Wands upright, Three of Cups upright. It feels like they decided to go ahead and say that they were crazy in love with someone who and chose to like pursue something completely wrong for them. Maybe multiple people that were completely wrong for them. But what's the deal with the Queen of Pentacles? The Devil sideways. I don't know what it was here. For some reason, this character somehow felt scorned or mad at a Queen of Pentacles. And so they decided that they would get back at her somehow, make her jealous. And so they jumped into other relationships, I guess. But why did they say she didn't really want me? Also, Leo, I don't know who Leo is in this right now. Four of Pentacles, because she held back from me. But this also says, no, she didn't. She was closing her eyes and free falling towards you, walking right towards you. So why did you do that to her? Why did you insist she held back? She was trying to walk right toward you with nothing but trust. I don't understand. This is so confused. 10 of Wands. There was something here where I feel like this is somebody who I don't like them at all. I'll tell you that right now, because everything they did was like out of this mistaken idea. If this is our Leo, they decided something totally incorrect about a Leo and then acted on it. I don't know if the Leo triggered them somehow into feeling like, even though this says, if this is our Queen of Pentacles is our Leo here, and it could be, the Leo actually wanted to give to them, and they said, no, she doesn't really, because she held back from me. But that's not true. The Leo wanted to move right toward them. They got triggered and said, oh my God, the Leo is going to come toward me, but they expect me to not have whatever I hide, whatever my fears are. My fears of not being enough. I can't be with the Leo. So I've got to tell myself a big whopping lie that somehow they're holding back from me, even though we can see that's not true. I can't deal with this trigger. And now I'm mad that they triggered me. So now I'm going to go out and prove that there's other people that will take me just as I am, instead of me having to face my fears and be the man or the woman that Leo thinks I am and loves me for. But I'm going to tell myself a whopper of a lie and say, no, they don't really love me. When in fact they do, but I can't face it because they think I'm better than I am, and I'm not. I've got a lot of fears I haven't dealt with. So I need to make them a villain, run away from them, then become this big, hulking, wonderful person, go find someone that I don't actually care about, whether or not they see me that way, but I'll pour my energy into them. I'll become the person that I should have been for Leo. I'll be for total strangers. Deplete myself and then wonder, what the hell did I do this for? That is the most bizarre story. I don't really want to put this one out, but on the other hand, I think I will, only because this is the story, and I don't ever like to change things unless there's a real reason, where I'm like, I'm not finishing this story because I can't follow it. This one I can follow, I just can't understand the behavior of our character here. So they went to be wonderful like practice being wonderful with people that they didn't care whether or not those people thought they were wonderful, because the person who they wanted to be with said that they were wonderful, and they said, no, you don't understand, I'm really not, and I'm so mad at you because you love me, or you want to move toward me and give so much to me, and I can't accept it because I'm not even the person you think I am, because I have fears that you don't know about. I have wounds, I have mistakes, I have scars that you don't know about. And how dare you love me like I'm this amazing person when all you do is, I know if you found out how unperfect I am, you wouldn't even like me. So I'm going to assume you really don't really like me now because you want to give to me so much because you think I'm so great. But if you knew the real me, you wouldn't. And now I'm mad because I know that you wouldn't want the real me. Okay. So they punished this Queen of Pentacles, possibly Leo character, who was grounded and loving. They punished that person because they said, there's no way that you would really want me if you knew everything about me. That's them not accepting themselves and getting so triggered because they really wish that they could accept love like that, but they just don't think that they're worthy of it. So they concoct this big story where Leo can be the villain, and then they get to somehow prove to the Leo, see, other people, that it's easy for me to have other people care about me, and then won't you be jealous of that? I don't get the punishment aspect. And I'm not going to dwell on it anymore because this is super mixed up, and not even they are able to comprehend why they did what they did. Remember, we have the Seven of Cups sideways. It's like hitting them like, why did I punish somebody for all of these thoughts that were only in my own mind? They've lost a lot. They've lost a lot. So I'm guessing things didn't work out so good with whatever the other pursuits were, and them trying to become this fabulous person to the wrong kind of relationships. We have the Hierophant. We have the King of Swords. They lost a ton, but somewhere along this journey, they met somebody very wise. They're sitting here after all this battle, and they've only battled themselves, right? This whole thing has been a battle in one person's mind about their own worth. And I think somewhere in the midst of all this, I don't know if they had like a meltdown or a breakdown and they finally went to seek some kind of wise counsel. But this Hierophant is very much a wise counsel. This is not like, oh, they married the wrong person. They did try to date, and they treated other people really, really, really good, which is nasty to have done that to spite that Queen of Pentacles. But let's remember why they were doing it. They were battling this imaginary thing inside themselves, but they learned something because somebody wise has come along and said something very real to them and got their head on straight. I don't know who this character was. This could be a healer. This could be, maybe they went and saw a therapist, a counselor, a spiritual counselor, somebody who has been able to get through to them and have them understand and make sense of what they just did and why. And it makes sense to them now with the King of Swords. Their thoughts are more orderly now about everything that has happened and why. So at this point, even though we began with them sitting there thinking about how much they've lost and contemplating, could they ever go back home after, it's like they're the ones who were on a battlefield, but they're the ones who were battling no one but themselves. They just burned down every, landscape they walked through. They damaged everything that they went through, like every relationship or every situation that was beautiful. They ruined it on purpose because they kept thinking, I'm not good enough to even have that. I'm so scarred, and you wouldn't want me if you knew. So now I'm mad that you would offer me something that I know you wouldn't want to really give me. And that was all playing out in their head very much. This is a very complicated character in this story. Please remember, these are fictional stories about fictional characters. But this one is like, honestly, even though I feel bad for this queen, I also feel tremendously bad for them. The only thing is, they have finally reached a state of wholeness. They have finally dealt with their demons, if we want to call it that. And they actually finally have love in their heart, even for themselves at last. I don't know what that means, though. Are they going to be able to, are they going to be taking any action for this Queen of Stones, this Queen of Pentacles? We have a 10 of Stones. Yes, you've been a very patient boy. We're just about done. This 10 of Pentacles, I mean, look, the alpha wolves make for life. And even though we have, again, like this burned out landscape and this big old house that's been in tremendous disrepair, I feel like they're going back to the Leo for like longevity and long term. Now, I know it doesn't tell us whether or not the Leo wants this person back at this point, and it also doesn't tell us like, was Leo really wounded by this? My impression is Queen of Cups. The Leo's like, I don't know why you got to fight yourself, babe. I don't know. It makes me sad for you. I hurt for you for doing it like this. You notice she stands here. Now she's a Queen of Cups. She has a lot of love, and I'm gonna say this Leo has very much been aware and has contemplated things. The Sun is here. I almost feel like the Leo is sensing it though. The 5 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. There's something here. Leo senses that this person has changed. Maybe Leo has sent out a lot of love, has sent their angels to this person and said, help them. I know they're freaking lost in the catacombs. Help them find the way through it. If I have any guardian angels, let me share them with this person because I love them and I don't know why they make it so damn difficult. I know they fight themselves and they fight love and they fight me, but I don't know why. So I hope that they heal. So if I've got any guardian angels, please go see them, go find them and help them because they're lost in the catacombs and I just know it. I feel like Leo sent that kind of love to them because there was like, if they ever get healthy enough, they would still be my wish because I believed that I was their wish too, but they can't want to fight it, So if there's a way that they ever get healthy enough, then yeah, that would be my wish to have a healthy connection with them if that's possible. If not, then please just let me see the truth and let me keep moving forward. There's this desire to do the right thing for all characters involved that the Leo has kind of clung to. Well, this was quite the journey. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. I've got to go take care of my boy. Yes, I'm coming now, baby. Bye, guys.